What song breaks your heart every time you listen to it? When She Loved Me by Sarah McLachlan. I only hear it when my son watches Toy Story 2, which is a lot. I just listened to Linger by the Cranberries and about burst into tears. Not for the lyrics, but because such an amazing talent is gone from this earth too soon. Does that count? RIP. Dolores O'Riordan. Seems like a good thread to make a depressing playlist from. A few weeks ago I went to a wedding where I didn't know the groom, so I didn't think I would cry at it. Then they played You'll Be in My Heart from Tarzan for the mother-son dance and I started crying. Edit. Apparently this was the mother-son dance song for lots of people. If you got married in San Antonio, TX a few weeks ago, then it might have been your wedding. Thank you for making me cry. Jeff Buckley. Lover, You Should Have Come Over. Rainbow Connection. Yes, a song sung by a Muppet makes me cry every time. Remember Me from Coco. Had to leave my year-old son to move to a new country and watched the movie on a flight. The part where the father sings this to his daughter has me tearing up every time. Alice in Chains Nutshell. Lord Huron. The Night We Met. Mandolin Rain by Bruce Hornsby. The range. The pairing of the melody and lyrics just get to me every time. Listen to the tears roll down my face as she turns to go. Wish You Were Here. Pink Floyd. If You Could Read My Mind. Gordon Lightfoot. Crowded House. Don't Dream It's Over. Vincent. Starry Starry Night. Don McLean. Time in a Bottle. Jim Croce. I Can't Make You Love Me by Bonnie Raitt. Close to You by Karen Carpenter. Such a wonderful song, and it makes me sad she's not here. She suffered with anorexia, and I feel and always felt sad knowing her life wasn't as bright and bubbly as her music. Somewhere Only We Know. Landslide. Fleetwood Mac. Over the Rainbow by Israel Kamakavivo. Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin. Raising a now 18 years old boy, the parallels of that song to life is equally inspiring, dreadful and heartbreaking. Ain't No Sunshine. Bill Withers. Iris by Goo Goo Dolls. Ave Maria. I'm a total atheist, and this song just gets me every time. I don't listen to the words. It's the sound. Could be a cappella or full orchestra. Could be a male tenor or a female voice. Doesn't matter. If the voice is clear and bright, I love it. I love the slow timing, the gentle quiet parts, the long notes, and loud forceful parts. It sounds amazing in a large venue with reverb. Hear You Me Jimmy Eat World. I lost a friend in a horrific car accident when he was only 18 and just cannot do that song anymore. Both Sides Now. Joni Mitchell. Pictures of You by The Cure. Rem. Everybody Hurts. Gary Jules. Mad World. My adult kids and I still can't stop tearing up a bit after we played Gears of War 3. Now That I Know. Closing Time is a story about the lead singer taking his premature baby home for the first time. Certain lyrics get me if I'm looking for them. Like Time for You to Go to the Places You Will Be From. You Are My Sunshine. Seriously, look up the lyrics. Old Man. Neil Young. Fire and Rain by James Taylor. The Night We Met. One More Light by Linkin Park. Their live performance of the song after Chris Cornell's passing was heartbreaking. Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. The hopeful despair in her lyrics and voice. The almost weeping guitar riff. It gets me every single time. Dance with My Father. Luther Vandross. The song He Ain't Heavy. He's My Brother. It is based on the story that Father Flanagan saw a boy carrying another boy who had polio and wore leg braces up some stairs. Flanagan asked the if carrying him was hard. The boy replied, "He ain't heavy, father. He's brother." Yesterday the Beatles because it happened to me. The first time ever I saw Your Face song by Roberta Flack. Shake It Out Florence and the Machine. After my mother cremation she committed suicide after years of making my life a living hell due to her mental and addictions issues was the first music I wanted to hear. Felt free at the time. That musica made me feel and express my freedom feelings. But 2 years later that song takes me to a very dark place. Went to a Florence concert a few months ago. When she sang that song I felt a mix of feelings. Those minutes were hard to handle. Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. It tells such a somber story and is generally a beautiful song. The Sound of Silence. Against All Odds, Phil Collins. My Nana passed away at the same time as Louis Capaldi's Someone You Loved was at #1 for weeks and it tortured me. Still does, but it's easier to avoid the song these days. I'm not hating on the song. It's the fact that it's so beautiful that it breaks my heart. Miss her every day. Hate Me by Blue October. He's talking to his mother. My wife died 4 years ago. Honey, see the tree how big it's grown. It Ain't Easy Being Green sung by Big Bird at Jim Henson's memorial. Surprised no one has offered up Keep Me in Your Heart for a while by Warren Zevon. The last song he recorded before he died. I have scrolled too long to not see Brick Ben Folds yet. I Will Follow You Into the Dark, Death Cab for Cutie and Secretly, Cats in the Cradle. Christina Aguilera, Hurt. Reminds me of someone I lost. I wish I had more time to tell them how much I actually loved them. Something in the Way, Nirvana. Look up the backstory of the song. You'll Cry Too. Romeo and Juliet by Dire Straits. The Johnny Cash cover of Hurt. The River, Joni Mitchell. That's My Job by Conway Twitty. Granted, it has some emotional relevance to me as my dad always sang it to me as a kid, but it makes me cry every time I hear it. Regina Spektor, Two Birds. I Will Always Love You, Dolly Parton. Sam Stone by John Prine. There's a Hole in Daddy's Arm Where All the Money Goes. Winter by Tori Amos. It used to be one of my favorites, but now as I'm watching my father grow older and I know he loves me despite not living up to any of the dreams he had for me when I was younger. Damn, just thinking of that song is gonna make me well up. Puff the Magic Dragon. It reminds me that childhood creates a grave for so many beautiful creations and memories. It Must Have Been Love by Roxette. This thread has 3K comments, so this will never be seen. But This One's For You by Barry Manilow makes me cry 43 years after my mom died. I'm 54 and considered an old lady by modern standards. But this song catapults me to 1982. The song was 70s, but she was a huge Barry fan when she died. And how lost I felt. I was 13 and to this day it's just so hard. Good Riddance by Green Day always makes me cry. Glimpse of Us by Joji also hits you. But Superman It's Not Easy by Five for Fighting is just depressing. Superman 5 for Fighting. Somewhere Only We Know Keen. Little Talks by Monsters and Men. Weep Every Time. Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton. Last Kiss. Whatever version, what a gut-wrenching song. Adam's Song by Blink-182 and Hurt but Johnny Cash's version. Nothing Compares to You cover by Chris Cornell and Tony Cornell. Breathe Me Sia. Bridge Over Troubled Water Simon Garfunkel.